It's almost!
He's done it again! Unbelievable!
Oh, straight into the roof of the net. Nice one. Straight down the middle. So...
Are you watching Firstpost? I'm Rupha Ramani. Let's get started. Right, on the show today, Chennai runs back to its ex to bail them out at the Indian Premier League in a season that has only gone downhill from the start. Is it a never-ending love story between Chennai and MS Dhoni, or is it just no proper plan B with the most successful franchise at the league? What's the secret to Gujarat's consistent play? It's not the captain, not the team, it's their coach Ashish Nehra. How does he click? I take you behind the scenes to tell you more. And China could be a sporting superpower, yes, may train and groom gold medal winners from the time they are kids. But who's to train their sporting fans? Japan's badminton star has accused China's fans of stalking. Is the country harboring a toxic fan culture? All of that heading your way, but first a look at the headlines on Sports 360. Starting with cricket and the Indian Premier League, Delhi beat Bengaluru by 6 wickets at the M. Chinnaswamy Stadium in the city. Put into bat first, Bengaluru posted 163 on the board after a late flourish from Tim David. While chasing, Delhi lost early wickets and were down to 30 for 3. Wicketkeeper batter KL Rahul with his 93 contributed to Delhi's unbeaten run this season. Over in football, Manchester United and Lyon played out a 2-all draw in the first leg of their Europa League quarter-final clash. United cancelled Lyon's early goal lead in extra time of the first half. Joshua Zirkzee put the Premier League side in front with a 2-1 advantage. While Man United were nearing a win, goalkeeper Andre Onana's mistake in stoppage time forced a draw. Meanwhile, Liverpool forward Mohamed Salah isn't going anywhere. After months of speculations over the Egyptian's departure from England, the forward has signed a contract extension with the Reds. Salah has now committed to staying on with the English Giants at least till 2027. Kylian Mbappe has launched multiple lawsuits against his former club Paris Saint-Germain. The footballer is seeking over $60 million as unpaid wages and dues from PSG. A legal hearing is scheduled for next month. And wrapping it up with news from tennis, world number 6, Stefanos Tsitsipas has entered the quarterfinals of the Monte Carlo Masters. The Greek beat Nuno Borges 6-1, 6-1 in straight sets. Tsitsipas will now face Lorenzo Musetti. The most familiar and the most loved figure will walk out to a roaring, manic, jam-packed, without a doubt, Chepauk Stadium later tonight. The coach of the Chennai franchise last evening started the press conference with an update. He first delivered the bad news, which is their captain, Ruturaj Gaikwad, picking up an elbow fracture and being out of the entire IPL here on. And then, of course, the good news, Chennai will have the services of an uncapped player to lead the side here on. MS Dhoni taking over as captain of Chennai. That's great news for all fans, the diehard Chennai loyals, sponsors and the broadcasters, of course. It's popcorn cracking, edge of the seat drama for them. Fans can go crazy when Ravi Shastri presumably comes in and announces the uncapped superstar in the yellow corner at toss time, coming back as captain of the Super Kings after 2023. Broadcasters, of course, can prepare special programming, have all cameras trained on every little thing MSD does on the field. It's entertainment. But if you follow cricket and are a proper observer of the sport, you'd realize that MSD coming back as skipper is that love story which may just cost a lot of heartache eventually. That there is no one other than a young 43-year-old who the team looks to for bailing them out again. It's simply woeful for a franchise that has not been able to find a successor for a man who's captained this side now for the 15th year. And of course, minusing the years they were not on the IPL. Internet exploded last night once again when news spread that MSD will be back at the helm. Of course, the initial reactions is a sense of deja vu. Watching MSD at toss time with his oft-repeated phrases, no changes, same side, or smiling at the end of the game during the post-match interviews, no matter the result. The charisma of the leader that he undoubtedly displays. And then, of course, reality will dawn. Chennai as a franchise could not find any other cricketer to step in as captain because of Ruturaj's unfortunate injury, even after 18 years of its existence. 16 to be precise and minusing those 2 years, but 18 years of a league and you don't have a successor. Let's dive a little deeper. Chennai has had 3 captains, 3 proper skippers through their 16 seasons. Compare this to the other teams. Each franchise tells you a story. Some of those numbers are also for a stand-in skipper for a few games like Rashid Khan did for Gujarat or Suresh Raina for Chennai. It was not for a full season, but Chennai tells a definite narrative here that for close to 2 decades, it was primarily one man that the team seems to be tethered to, hanging on to for dear life. That second skipper was Ravindra Jadeja, an experiment that completely blew up in Chennai's face. Captaincy was not Jadeja's cup of tea, which is fine. But what was strange is the manner in which everyone realized that Chennai was not able to fathom or understand this fact till it was all too late. And it pegged them back again. They had to revert to Dhoni in the middle of the season, a year that resulted in Chennai plummeting in the IPL, finishing in 9th position. Even after that, MSD continued to take charge in 2023, leading CSK to a memorable win. Title number 5, great. But what about the important question, who next? The next year, he handed over the reins to Ruturaj Gaikwad. But even that was out of the blue, as Ruturaj himself says when asked how the transfer of captaincy took place.
Just a week before the tournament last year, MS Dhoni came up to me and said, "I'm not leading this year, you are." I was taken aback, asking, from the first game, "Are you sure?" With just a few days to prepare, it was overwhelming.
So here's the question, how has a franchise that is steeped in glory, has been the most successful team in the league, not groomed anyone for what would be the next phase? Ruturaj was not prepared for captaincy. He was not picked to shadow MSD either. In his own words, Dhoni came to him and told him, "You'd be captain this season." I get Chennai's obsession with Mahi, the beacon that he has been, how he shaped and built this franchise inside out and brought them victories consistently. But how could the same franchise that trusts in the process and the sport, that treats players and the game above all else, not plan and prepare for what comes next, a phase that will not have Dhoni leading them? Franchise cricket runs on success, solid strategies and strengthening a legacy they have toiled hard to establish. Dhoni, with his sharp creating skills, propped up that great legacy. But that very foundation is now being questioned when a succession plan with backups has not been thought through all these years. Take Ruturaj and his performances as batter and captain. He's been phenomenal with the bat for Chennai, but his injuries and health concerns have thrown a spanner in the works one too many times. Like when he missed IPL due to COVID in 2021, had a wrist injury the following year, missing India duties, picked up a finger injury in 2024, making him miss India duties again, and now there's an elbow fracture. It's unfortunate, but that's how the dice has rolled. Take his captaincy. Ruturaj has been found wanting on a few occasions this season, whether it's been with the rotation of his bowlers or just how he responds to a situation that is slipping away. T20 is all about how you can react quickly and do that constantly in a tournament. To think that his unavailability has meant that there can be no one else to lead Chennai but Dhoni is indeed sad and ironic, something that the franchise will be now forced to grapple with. A feeling of dread that is beginning to set in, which needs to be addressed and fast. Fresh from back-to-back victories, Lucknow will host Gujarat to keep their momentum going, and while every team has to compete with 11 players and of course the 12th one if the impact player is used, it becomes 13 if you are up against Gujarat in particular. Ashish Nehra, or Ashu Paji as he's fondly called by all, is most certainly the guiding principle and force behind the Titans. Nehra is a vibe, an absolute maverick, and is proving to be more impactful than any marquee player has been in this franchise. In the 5 matches Gujarat have played so far, they have only lost once. They sit on top of the table and they look like a team that could go all the way. And while the unit has been led ably by their young captain Shubman Gill, it is Nehra in the background who has been critical to their dominance. Because in a sport like cricket, the coach is but a support cast, someone to pad up the lead. The match is played on the field, but what Nehra does and has done is revamped what a cricket coach can truly be. It pretty much feels like he's a football manager, constantly involved in the game. He isn't sitting in the dugout with a book and a pen to jot his notes down or a laptop in front of him. He's on the prowl doing his step count by the dozen, pacing up and down, sending messages after messages, watching and analyzing by the second, and calculating and shooting out suggestions and strategies by the over. On one such occasion recently against Rajasthan in the 13th over Nehra ji was added. Whatever Nehra asked Jayant Yadav to convey to the team, it sure worked for them. Just 2 balls later, Gujarat got a big breakthrough. Rajasthan captain Sanju Samson was dismissed, pretty much sealing the match in Gujarat's favour. And when he's not doing all of that, pacing back and forth, Nehra's glancing through his notes that he's probably scribbled on pieces of paper he could lay his hands on. And once the match is wrapped up, that serious facade gives way to the jolly, fun-loving guy that he is. His trademark caps or hats that's setting fashion trends, coconut water in hand and any other hydration that is there, and spreading joy all around. For a man who has zero social media presence, Ashish Nehra sure knows how to be a trendsetter. The iconic pose from 2022, a season Gujarat were crowned IPL champions in their debut campaign when all thought they wouldn't even make it to the playoffs, making Nehra the first ever Indian coach to win an IPL crown. But what makes him ultra special is what he actually does when no one is looking, when no cameras are following him, when there is no gaze. Nehra doesn't rest, doesn't sleep. He's forever on it, checking in on every single member of his squad. I've of course worked with him when I was part of the franchise, and I've seen the kind of emotional connections he develops with the entire squad. I can tell you with certainty that every single member of the squad was important for him, from the captain to the man who grooms the dressing rooms. He'd check in on every single person. For him, every member, be it the net bowlers, the support staff, all fall under one roof. The concept of an open door policy is truly his. And it isn't the players or any of the other members coming into him for one-on-one chats, but the other way around. He makes sure everyone is heard. He is the one who's going to their rooms and listening to their concerns. The famous joke is you'll never find Nehra ji in his room as he's doing the rounds, making sure everyone else is all right and happy. And while this may seem quite normal, the impact it has on a team is quite underrated. This has made Gujarat atmosphere in the team lighter, healthier and more positive.
Like the way Gujarat has gone about their job in the IPL since the first season. There is a lot of cricketing brain in their team setup and approach. Ashish Nehra has really shown his qualities as head coach with tremendous game sense.
And you could see that impact on the field literally when it comes to all the personnel that he's worked with. Nehra has made bowlers like Mohammad Siraj and Prasidh Krishna look lethal and dangerous. Siraj has seen a massive shift in his career. The cricketer was always touted to take wickets, but look at the numbers when he plays for Gujarat. He's more potent in terms of his control and his accuracy. Same too with Prasidh Krishna, who's had a similar impact on his career thanks to the time he spent with Nehra, looking just as threatening and giving Siraj able support. Nehra isn't just grooming a next generation leader in Shubman Gill, for instance. He's nurturing talents in the side. Ever since he took charge, Gujarat won the title once, finished runners-up. And this year too, Nehra's charm and magic seems to be working just fine. And maybe it's about keeping things simple, no overthinking, and keeping communication open and transparent. That's clearly working for Ashish Nehra's Gujarat. China is creating a bit of a nuisance, and not just for America with their counter tariffs on the country, but also for one particular and quite popular badminton player from Japan. The player is world number 3 and Olympic bronze medalist Chiharu Shida. Not just a potent badminton player, but a very liked figure in her country and the neighbors. The athlete is popularly called badminton goddess for her looks and exceptional skills on the court. But China's love for her has crossed the line, with the player publicly calling them out for making her feel scared and uncomfortable. But this isn't the first instance of fans from China having crossed the line. With a history of such unruly behavior, will the Chinese fans mend their ways, or will it tarnish their sporting image? Our next report explores this.
Athletes and fans, a beautiful relation that has shaped up the sports industry for years. A relationship that makes a huge impact on how popular a sport can be. It's sacred and is partly responsible for the growth and success of any sport. So any disruption to this can truly wreak havoc. Recently, British tennis star Emma Raducanu had a mental breakdown owing to a fan's behaviour. The fan had stalked Raducanu, followed the player to 4 consecutive tournaments, and even approached her in the hotel where she was staying, bringing her to tears. The man was given a restraining order and Raducanu was provided extra security. A scary experience. Now just multiply this. An entire nation seems to be exhibiting such behavior against Japan's badminton goddess Chiharu Shida. Chinese fans have been obsessed with the Paris Olympic doubles bronze medalist for years now. The badminton player is the most liked sports personality owing to her looks and exceptional skills. And while admiring her is one thing, what Chinese fans are doing is making her uncomfortable, striking fear by stalking her. The world number 3 has called out China for this act.
We've been stalked every time we compete in China. It has already been going on for a year and a half. Recently, we've been feeling very uncomfortable and very scared.
And this isn't the first time her experience in China scarred her. In 2023, she was stalked and inappropriately touched by fans during the China Masters tournament. The Japanese player back then too requested spectators gathered to respect her personal space. But even with 2 years passing by, things don't seem to have changed. What's worse is that the Chinese Olympic Committee, while berating this act, is attributing the reason to the love they have for their idol. This sort of love, though, isn't just restricted to Shida. Chinese fans are known for their unruly behavior. In 2023, during a national diving competition in the country, Olympian Kwan Hong Chang failed to win gold. And more than the athlete, it was her fans who were fuming. They verbally abused the judges and accused them of bias. And the obsession isn't restricted to a particular gender. Three-time table tennis Olympic champion Fan Zhendong was stalked by a woman. In 2023, the fan even entered his hotel room and stole his underwear. All of this isn't just putting the athlete in question to fear for his or her safety or privacy, but is proving to be a huge embarrassment for the country that's known to be a leader when it comes to global sporting events. Olympics, Asian Games, or any event the Chinese athletes take part in, they are assured of finishing in the top 3. A country that gives America a hard time at the Olympics. And while they are known to be quite strict in their training measures while grooming athletes from a young age, maybe the country needs to conduct some training sessions for their fans too. Because just winning medals won't make China a sporting nation. Appreciating the athletes in the right manner and making foreign athletes feel welcome and safe is just as critical.
Time for Last Serve. We take you to Dubai, where almost 200 dogs and their humans took part in a unique challenge. Watch them team up to race through a belt of 2.5 kilometers of obstacles as part of the Paw challenge. Take a look. That wraps it up here on Firstpost. Have a lovely weekend. I'll of course see you on the other side. Take care. Bye-bye.
Greeting you with aloha and namaste.
I love India.
Presence, occupation of a territory by another country pertains to India. What we saw in Kashmir.
How do you see Trump's America?
Yes, the current administration behaves differently from the previous administration.
Are you saying that there are foreign powers who are trying to bring down the current government in Syria?
Exactly.
Bluntly, Iran, maybe Russia too.
Prime Minister Modi committed to South-South, cooperation.
Not over 50%.
Is Ukraine prepared to pay the price for that peace?
No compromises at the cost of territorial integrity and sovereignty.